YouTube friends. I don't know how to set my camera up yet, so I feel like I'm looking up. But I wanted to come on tonight. I was able to find some really good finds today locally. I'm going to share some of those finds that I found with y'all, and I want to share some of my Amazon orders that I've made recently to help with some of these things that I've been showing y'all that I'm doing in the kitchen. So anything from Amazon, I'll list in the description below links to if anyone's interested in ordering any of this. I'm not affiliated with any of these people at all. My channel is new, so I don't even know how to make that happen, but I know that there are certain channels out there that have been established for a while, and they're able to kind of coordinate and have like an Amazon shopping link of their favorite things. If you go buy from their store, I think they get a percentage or something like that. I don't really know how it works, but I'm just doing this freely because I'm excited about finding these things, and I think they're going to be useful for some of the stuff that I've already showed y'all. Okay, so one thing I found today at a consignment shop, I have one, but I'm almost afraid to use it because I've abused it a little bit. It was kind of broken, so I need this. I'm going to make some turmeric paste tonight and do a video demonstration of me doing that, and I think it'll be easier for me to do it right here at the bar than videoing me back here at the stove, although I love a gas stove much better. Okay, so locally I found this because I've got my bread starter and I stir it every day, and I don't have anywhere to put it, so I thought, how cute would that be? And on top of that, I got it on half price, so it was $24. I got it for $12. I still call it Bell's, but it's Stage Store. I actually used to be an area manager at Bell's. I worked the cosmetics department as an associate, and then I was hired as an assistant manager back in the day in my 20s. So I love Bell's. They call it Stage now, but this is the one in Orange, Texas, and they still had quite a few of those left if anyone wants to get by there. Also, one of our favorite treats here at the house is steak and potato night. We don't do it often, but we try to do it once a month, if anything. So I like this, and it was half price. We need some new steak knives. The ones that we currently use are falling apart. They're probably about 20 years old. They wiggle. So these were $12.98, and I think I got 50% off of these. Now I'm kind of questioning it because they said if it ended in 98, you do. So I think I did get 50% off of that. All right. And another Bell's Stage Store find. I have two chopping blocks. One I use for display over here on my kitchen table. The other one I use over here for display. So I always hate to tear it down and use it, so I'm always chopping on paper plates. And I know you can probably chop on granite, but I just don't always feel good about doing that. I like my counter to be clean and not sticky, and so how pretty though, they're pink. And let's tell y'all what the bargain price was on this. Yeah, see, it had to end in 98 to get the 50% off. $14.98, cha-ching, divided by 2. I'll let y'all do the math. But I got this half price. All right, here's another goodie. I know I have my awesome, I freaking love this tool. I love this tool. And this was under $6, as nice and pretty as it is. This is an Amazon item, so I'll list the link in the description on it. I will always use this, but I do keep hearing, I watch many videos, if I'm searching a certain topic, I don't just stick with one person. Because we learn from each person, and there may be something this person teaches that clicks with you that you might not have picked up with this person. So you can learn something from everybody, but I also believe in experimenting for yourself, because I'm hearing a little bit of everything. You don't use plastic, don't use metal, you can use stainless steel, blah, blah, all the different, I love, it's what this is made for. However, we are fermenting, so I don't know if it's because of the fermentation process that it causes things to leach into your foods. This is just, I just don't know. So I did get these, and yes, $7.98 divided by 2, cha-ching, half price. And they're silicone, and they're pink. Loved this find, and I do think she gave me this because it had the 8 on it, $8. There are a set of 18 stickers to label jars. I'm very much into glass right now, and I'm going to show y'all another find in a second. But like, you know, like all my stuff that my kombuchas and things, my mason jars, the big flour jar that I have, you can use these labels. And what I like to do, you could either use paint, if you're good at script, you could paint with some white paint to mimic chalk, or get a paint pen. I've been using a paint pen, but sometimes I find if I get it a little wet, it smears. So I may start painting them on it. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna play around with that. But 18, set of 18, $4. Half price. Okay, I'm still at Belle's Stage Store. I got a whole set, and my camera is sitting on the box that it came in. It's a pretty lime green box. I've been seeing people doing ferments and storing their mother breads in these with the plastic lids. So, and we always need storage, and I really don't want plastic anymore for that. Even though I have some good plastic, BPA approved. We do prep meals in these nice plastic containers, and we use them over and over again. It comes with 3 compartments. I wanted to have one out here to show y'all, but I will list it in the link below. It's a pack of 20 for like maybe $19. Microwave safe, dishwasher safe. So I love that idea. But this set came with all these different sizes and these pretty green lids. And I've always got leftovers because we like to eat at home more than we like to eat out. Hold on, guys. It was $68, and hold on. Camera fail, half price, okay? So I thought that was a good find. They had quite a few of these at Belle's Stage Store. And let's see if there was any. Oh, here's a couple more things from that store. One more thing. I loved it. I couldn't pass it up. It's perfect for my booch, my Jean kombucha. This is plastic. It's not a metal. Has a good seal. Of course, it's got the farm animals on the front. Even has a little handle and a very tight seal up here. So I could literally do my second ferment in this and then just open the spout and fill my glass, which is what I have right here. This is my apple pie kombucha, Jean kombucha, with my fermented cranberries. Y'all, I cannot tell y'all how excited I am to find a flavored drink that is healthy for my gut, fizzy and bubbly, and not just plain boring water. We still need our water, do not get me wrong. I think especially since we're drinking these probiotics, we still need that water in us to help us flush out the toxins. So that could be an issue I was having in the beginning with all of this. I was like, oh my God, I love all this ferment. And I started having a rash break out in my corners of my mouth. And I think it was a buildup of too much yeast or something. And in the kombucha world, they say just simply back off, back off. I was overindulging and I wasn't drinking enough water. So make sure you keep your water the same. Don't back off of water. You want to get at least, I mean, I try to drink, I'm not even going to say, because y'all might say it's not enough, but nay. But I am drinking more water than I was before, and I feel great. I feel a difference since I've started this new fermented diet in my lifestyle right now. I'm not kidding you. My stomach feels less bloated. I feel a little more, less brain fog, but I think the most thing that I feel the most is I don't have a bloat feel. And I was dealing with that. And sometimes it could be a buildup of candida. There can be toxins, which is a candida. It's a buildup of too much sugar in your diet, or, you know, and I like wine, I do, but it seems like, you know, this past year drinking wine, it made me feel like, I don't know, bloated or something. It just wasn't working for me. So this is working for me right now, and I say it's worth a shot. Give it a try if you haven't yet. Okay, so this pretty thing I got half price as well. She gave it to me half price. It was $26, so it was half of that. Okay, now moving on to some of these. I talked about heal and seal the gut. Healing the gut is what the probiotics are going to do for us, and sealing the gut is what the bone broth is going to do. So you want to try to get both of those in your diet. With my kombucha, I try to drink 4 ounces at a time. I allow myself to have at least 16 ounces in a day, in a full day. So I try to kind of divide it up, you know, and drink my water in between. So in the morning, I'll have my kombucha. At lunchtime, if I'm home, I'll have about 4 ounces. At supper time, I'll have my 4 ounces. And then they say, you know, because of the caffeine in the teas, that you may not want to drink it too late because it could keep you up. So that's a possibility, because I can't sleep anyway. I'm a night owl. But just think about that, though. You want to cut it off at a certain time. Usually I like to cut off any kind of a caffeine, honestly. No, like I wouldn't drink coffee past 2 o'clock, but this I'd probably have with my dinner, like at 5:30. Okay, so, where did I find this? I think H-E-B Port Arthur. You can make your own bone broth, and some people do it, but I don't see me doing that all the time, and I like to have a source to go to instead of having to find bones to boil and for 24 hours and make a bone broth. There was just too much out there that's available to us, because we need to start getting it in us now and not sitting around worrying about how we're going to make it. In this one I noticed has turmeric in it, so I thought that was pretty cool. So these I would make a soup with, okay? And I love coconut based soups too. Like a can of coconut, I put the whole fat in there and everything, and I do a curry powder with it. Maybe one day I'll come on and make one of my bone broths. Well, I did say I was a bone broth soup that, you know, on days that you want to limit carbs or too heavy of a meal, have that soup and get your bone broth at the same time. Here's another option. This is something I got on Amazon, so I'll put the link below. It is delicious. It's like a chocolate milk. And I also got this little frother. It was like $6. I will say the collagen powders and stuff, they are pretty expensive. So I did shop around big time. Like not only did I look at how many grams of collagen was in the container, how many ounces was in the container, along with the price. I tried to meet somewhere in the middle. I don't remember what I paid for this one, but I'm very pleased with it. And it has like 25 grams of collagen. And some of the other ones out there that are like $38 have like maybe 11 grams of collagen. Okay, so sometimes it's a little worth spending that little extra to get more of what we were seeking after to begin with. This takes 2 AA batteries. It's a milk frother. You got to hold this down. So I don't know if this has caffeine in it, but because the chocolate's in there, I'm kind of nervous about it. I really wish I knew. I may investigate it a little bit more, because I could see me drinking this every night. Because I do like my coffee still in the morning. Hello? My sound went out. I do like my coffee still in the morning, but eventually I'm hoping I can replace it with this. They do have plain collagen powders. I've already been through 2 brands and they were fine. They did great. They were dissolvable. They didn't leave clumps. And there's 2 different styles of collagen powders. Okay, so this is one right here that's designed to dissolve in your liquid beverages. Now, if you're wanting to make a soup, I feel like I'm going out on y'all, but hold on. Hopefully when I move. Okay, this is beef gelatin. So this will gel up more, thicken, okay? You can make little gummy bears. You can get elderberries and make a syrup and mix this with it, the right ratio ingredients to give you the right amount of collagen that you need, and make the little gummy bears. They have little molds you can buy. I haven't invested in any of that yet. I see it coming and me doing a video on it, but they're little chew bears and you just chew the little bears, okay? Or you can make soups with this, and I love soup, so I'm definitely going to be using this for soup base, gravies, that type of stuff, okay? And I keep hearing about this. Does anyone know about this? Matcha tea. So I did not want to break down and buy a full-blown because it's not cheap. So I found this little packet. I think it was like $8 for 30 grams, 1 ounce. So, but there's supposed to be some amazing benefits like that just catapults over green teas or any kind of health teas out there. This is supposed to have all types of benefits. It's a Japanese matcha tea powder, and this is actually a matcha tea thingy. So this is another thing I'm kind of looking into to ingest for benefits and just to have a little sippy drink that's healthy for you. So I'll put this in the link, put the frother in the link. I'll put these 2 in the link. I ordered off of Amazon. Couple more things real quick. I was watching Mary's Nest. I put her link in the last video I did. She's awesome. She lives in the hill country here in Texas. We're kind of neighbors, but we don't know each other. We just met it on YouTube. And I'm learning a lot from her. And she just got a water bath ball canning pot that plugs in. Hello? Ooh, ooh. That plugs in. They're $144 Amazon. But I did get this. I think she had these on her show. I'll put it in the link, okay? Love her channel. Hang on, I already opened one. Okay, look. You see the sides? It's for making your jellies and your jams. I have citrus trees, and I need to do things with them. And there's a lot of things that I do with them. I'm coming on. After this week, next week, my schedule starts to slow down a little bit. We're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna make some decorative things, okay? We're using my citrus oranges that I have on my tree this year. But I know jellies have a lot of sugar in them. I'm still gonna make some. And you can also use that ball canning pot for making hot sauce. And that's something we've been doing in the house the past couple of weeks. My little sister had a wonderful recipe and my boys are loving it. So I've been keeping it made in the icebox. Well, I want to get that canner so I can can them, and they have a long shelf life and they're on the shelf, and I don't have to buy hot sauce at the grocery store anymore. I have a homemade hot sauce at the house. Okay, this was another thing that she showed that she bought with her, I think her husband gifted it to her, but you have to watch the video because she shows the whole pot and explains a whole lot. And I think she even makes a marmalade, like an orange marmalade. And she also teaches how to make a jelly without using a gelatin, the old-fashioned way. So it's really cool. Anyway, it has measurements here to help you to know where to stop to give it some headroom on the top. I loved this. Thought this was a neat funnel. You never have too many funnels, especially when you have a million mason ball jars. And then one last find. This was also today at Elizabeth's Treasures in Bridge City. It's on Texas Avenue. And not only, I paid, I think $10 for the burner, and this was she gave me 20% off, okay? Anyway, this was really cool, I thought, and it still had a tag on it. I don't think it's ever been used. And it says on here, scoop and sift. Scoop. So my son is into crepes right now, and this is great for me to do his powdered sugar on top. And I have the metal one, but I liked this. And I'm thinking when I'm doing my bread with my starter dough, I may sift my flour to break it up a little bit. And I want to show y'all before I go, my starter. I've been experimenting with it. I added kombucha in place of my water, and it freaking lit up. It came to life. Oh, I smell it. It smells delicious. Look at the bubbles. How awesome is that? And I put it in the icebox because I had 2 loaves that I baked, but they didn't rise like I wanted them to, and I think it's because I didn't proof them long enough. And I missed my mother starter. I like her on the counter so I can stir it every day and feed it, and so she's back on the counter. It smells so good. This is just fun, y'all. I don't know. I like this kind of stuff. So maybe some of y'all like it too. Tell me in the comments and let me know some of your tricks to the trade here, because I think it's old-fashioned and kind of I'm going backwards a little bit. I want to get back to the, what are we calling it? Well, pioneer woman? I don't know. But yeah, my parents, they taught us how to rough it. We would go camping for 2 weeks in tents, and we would cook our meals on Coleman stoves and take baths in the lake. And so it's just kind of almost nostalgic for me to go back in time, especially with cuisine, and I love to be in the kitchen anyway. So all right, guys, I'm going to turn this off and charge my battery for a minute, and then I'll come back and we are going to make turmeric paste so I can make my husband some golden milk tonight. See y'all in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. I am finally able to show y'all how to make turmeric paste because we've ran out here and I need to get some more in the icebox. So I'm just going to dive right in, okay, because video time and I just like to get right to it. So we're going to make the paste, and I've got my heat on medium-high. I need 1/4 cup of coconut oil. You want to have a fat added into this. You could use, I've seen where some people use olive oil. I'm kind of learning though, olive oil is best not heated, ingest it just in its natural state. So I've been trying to do more like that. I love coconut oil, and you want to use an unrefined coconut oil. It will usually say it on the jar itself, and you can see instantly if you look at it, it has a mottled look, M-O-T-T-L-E-D, mottled look. Do you see? It looks like crystals. So this is a very pure, unfiltered coconut oil, organic coconut oil. I actually found that at Sam's here in Beaumont, Texas. Okay, and then we're going to need, I'm going to add my water since my heat is going, a 1/2 cup of filtered water. I have filtered water now because I have found that our grocery store has a machine. I've been going and getting refills at Market Basket in Bridge City for, the refills are 29 cents a gallon. The first purchase is like $1.29 because you got to buy the jug itself. But I've been taking my distilled water jugs that are emptied out, and they let me refill it in that as well. Okay, so now we're going to need 1/4 cup of turmeric paste, and I'm using my grandmother's, my dad's mama, little measuring cup I inherited. Okay, and turmeric paste is very strong, intense in color. It is staining, so if you're wearing something special, you might not want to, which, you know, I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe I should because I'm kind of messy. Call myself Edward Scissorhands. Now I do have a napkin here with some vinegar on it. I always keep vinegar in a bottle. And I wipe my turmeric jar to get any powder away, and I am going to dry seal this back so that it has a good seal, because I want this powder to last me for 30 years, okay? You know, really though, when you seal it, it does last that long. So my heat, I'm going to turn it down. This sucker gets hot. You are supposed to have it on medium high, and I suggest using a wooden spoon just so you don't leach anything into it. And our pots, like I said, we purchased years back, the salad master pots. Yeah, this gets very hot. I'm gonna pull this up for a minute, because you want to slow cook this for 7 minutes, okay? And stirring constantly. Now, another important ingredient that must be added to this is black pepper, because what we're trying to do is activate the curcumin in it. That is what we're after in this beautiful medicinal powder that actually comes off of a longa plant. It's the member of the ginger family, and the curcumin is the main active ingredient that we get our medicinal health benefits from. Like this sucker, I don't think the heat control works on it. Maybe that's why it was for sale. Okay, let's barely have it on right now. So you want to add, yeah, I might have to shake this back, and I think she will be very generous about that, I have no doubt. A teaspoon of black pepper to this. So I'm going to tell y'all too the benefits that I have read. Now I'm new to all this, okay? I'm not trying to act like I know it all here, y'all. I'm just, like I say this a lot in all my videos, I'm sharing what I learned, and this is what I've learned. So you do a teaspoon of black pepper. It's quite a bit of black pepper. And I can already tell if it does kind of get thickened a little bit, you can add a little bit more water to it. Make sure that was a teaspoon. Yeah, that was a teaspoon of black pepper. It's quite a bit of black pepper. So I am going to add just a little bit more water, because I think the high heat messed it up there. And you stir, like I said, you stir constantly for 7 minutes, and you get this beautiful golden paste. You don't want to add, like, if you're going to make a golden milk or anything like that, you don't, like, add honey to this, or you keep this in its original state, and that's kind of the same with the kombucha, even the Jeune kombucha. Your first ferment stage is your mother, okay? So she's the one you're going to always go back to start a new brew. So you want to keep it in its original state. That's why there's always like a second fermentation, because that's when you can start, you know, taking partial amounts, large amounts of your brew and put it into bottles and start adding your yummy flavors and things. So you want to always have your first mother so that you can continue to brew and make it in its original state. So the same would go for the turmeric paste here. I would just leave it in this original state here. And then when you go to make your, you make golden milk, you know, and drink that in the evenings. I like hemp milk with mine. You can do coconut milk, you can do almond milk, and you just heat it up. You either do it on the stove or you heat it up in the microwave, and then you add, start out with 1/4 teaspoon and build your way up to a teaspoon, because it is pretty strong and it absorbs best through the bloodstream when you eat it with fat. So that's why the coconut oil is important in here, and it's said to, you know, enter the bloodstream through the lymphatic system. So here's some of the benefits I want to tell y'all about. Let's see. They say that it is extremely helpful with anti-inflammatory, and which is where a lot of our pain comes from, like arthritis pain. If you take this daily, you should start seeing benefits, they say, within 3 days. So it is something that I have read that you can take daily And like I said, start out on a small dose, 1/4 teaspoon. You can even shoot it in a jigger if you want to just like take your 1/4 teaspoon and put some warm water, filtered water in that, and just shoot it. Or you can make your teas, or you can add it to rice. But let's just say you make your rice, you wait until it's cooked and still warm, and you add a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons to your rice and mix it in the warm rice. Don't cook it. You can put it in your soups, anywhere that it would camouflage it if you're not able to just shoot it like that. I personally like to make the golden milk. My husband enjoys the golden milk in the evening. Here's some other benefits. I wrote a few things down. It's a strong antioxidant, natural blood purifier. It can be used as an antiseptic. And I did get a little cut on my arm, and I tested it for 2 days. I put a Band-Aid with some of this turmeric paste on it, and I'm talking, it healed it up, y'all. I'm not kidding you. It was amazing. Helps with digestion, metabolism, cures asthma, reduces chances of lung cancer, eye disorders. It maintains insulin levels with glucose control. It reduces bacterial infections of wounds. It can cure the liver conditions and hepatitis. I mean, this is stuff that I've looked up. You can look it up too. I'm not making this stuff up. And again, I'm just banana. I'm not a doctor. But I love this stuff. I love it. So Tony will be happy because I'm going to make him some golden milk tomorrow night. And what I'll do, in the golden milk, when I heat my hemp milk in our little cups like this, so we probably get about 6 to 8 ounces in these cute little bee cups. I'll fill it up to about right here, and then I'll put a teaspoon of paste after I heat the milk, and then I'll drizzle in some honey. And you always want to purchase local honey. Your local honey is you're going to get your best benefits from for helping you with any allergens in your area. And you also want to make sure it's unfiltered, because if it has been heated, it's going to lose its medicinal benefits too. So you always look for unfiltered local honey. So I add my honey to it, and I'd also put just a little bit of coconut oil, even though it already has it in the paste because of what we've just done. And I'm super excited to have my frother, because it's going to help mix this into the golden milk better for us, because I was having a hard time getting it mixed in with just a spoon. So highly recommend that frother. You're going to love having it. That's about it. And like I said, it stores in the icebox for 1 to 3 weeks. I had heard 1 to 2 weeks, and it did seem that at 2 weeks I could tell that it was starting to not be fresh anymore, and we had about this much left in the jar. So we did use it as much as we could. Don't let it go to waste. Put it in your soups, put it in your rice if you don't like the golden milk. And you can tell when it starts going bad by the smell. You'll be able to tell. Use your 5th sense to tell, okay? I've enjoyed making this video for y'all today. I've been wanting to do it, and I'm excited to have golden milk again tonight. I'm going to have me some. Anyway, be blessed, have faith, and shine your light, and share the blessings. I love you guys. Bye. I thought I'd go ahead and make one up with y'all. Okay, let me get a little bit of my coconut oil. And about a teaspoon of turmeric paste. And then we're going to do a drizzle of honey. Unfiltered honey. Quite a drizzle there. And froth it up. This will be my first time to use this with you. Whoa! Whoa! Might have filled that up a little much. Just take it slow. Take it slow. It's pretty. Does work well. I might not put as much milk next time because my cup is not real deep. Very nice, very nice. And I'll shuck it down here and have a sip. It's like super frothy and super comforting, delicious. So let me know if y'all make any. I'd like to know. Bye.